Alright, welcome to episode 112, maybe, of What If Civilization Started Over? Wait, no. 100? Yes. Sorry. In the last episode, we saw some more events occur, like the invasion from the Ghanaian country into the Gold One. We saw the Ingrian country invade here into Muscovy. So they got announced, pretty important country, like Europe. Pretty strong one in Europe, I mean. China lost more states, so that's alright. This country turned communist, and there's maybe a couple of other things. I think, did Pakistan go? No, that was the episode before. I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter. There's a cool ideology of the world map. That's pretty fun. Not that many countries left unreleased in China, and I don't like that stupid country down there. You're annoying. I don't want you to exist, really. Might have to sink you. Anyway, first off, I think we should go over to North America, because we don't really do much here. However, this country did just turn communist, and to kind of make themselves more an important communist country, and to get them recognized by Europe, which is where the main communist countries are, between France, Germany, Norway, and Ingria. They're going to invade another nation, and it's very, like, it's not actually super poor or anything, but it's not super strong either. This blue country is going to invade the orange country, who is super poor, kind of. There's just not a whole lot going on where they are. So they take the capital pretty quickly. It's right on their border. And they move into the other two major cities that are pretty close by. This country's already lost its capital, which is where like everything is at the country. So they have a pretty easy time whilst the country is kind of shocked, moving up the Hudson River coast, or what is this? Hudson Bay. And then they start to push in towards the central regions of the country. Its military is not very strong, and most of it was kind of around the capital, so it's pretty scattered after they've lost most of it. And from here, they do some other random stuff up here and take over the stupid bits that remain before finally pushing over to the last major city. They've kind of surrendered by that point. There's barely anyone still fighting. This area would collapse, and yeah, after not very long, the blue country manages to win the war, and they will fully annex this country into their own country, so it's going to look something like this, and also these stupid islands as well. There you go, blue country, bit stronger now. Anyway, we can move right over to the west, because one country, which is a pretty extremist nation over here in the Vancouver country, they're just going to get slightly more extremist. Unfortunately, the far-right democracy over here in Vancouver has now turned into a fascist dictatorship, elected in by the people of the country who very much supported it. And the first thing, well, not the first thing, but like one of the first things the leader of this country does is decide to go to war, because of course he does. It's a fascist dictatorship. And the country he would like to invade, well, he's only got a few options. There's California, Utah, Midwest or something. What are you? I don't know. Plains? Canada, or the Alaskans. I mean, they've already invaded Alaska, so you might as well do it again. It's the one they've got the most claim to, really, because look at this map. We can see that, as the regions do. Religiously, this country is basically the same as Vancouver, who has a few areas of European. It's kind of because the British released them, or American European religion, whatever. But Alaska is basically 100% their American brand of Korean. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And this country, yeah, they're invading now. They start to move over here in the southern regions and capture a few of these cities. I'm gonna zoom back in, and also island hop over to this major city. Kind of invading across the islands might be a good idea, because there's actually quite a lot of people here in this world. I mean, they're all kind of on this Cascadian coast area rather than over here like they are in real life, Alaska. And they get pretty close to the capital city, which had to move all this way up north. They push into some of the more like just surrounding areas before finally taking the capital city, like a few weeks into the war. This Vancouver country has a very good military, and definitely compared to Alaska as well. Over here they start to take some more strategic islands on the Aleutian Island chain almost, and then using those as bases they just naval invade towards this area and take over this entire weird peninsula before moving up to this bit. They move across the southern coast and move towards this city, take the weird peninsula and meet up both the front lines. Apart from that, there's only this city, but that's captured. The country surrenders, except there's an entire other side to the war, because over here, no one lives here, so that ended quickly. Anyway, bye Alaska, and hello big scary red country. They look very cool now, except this bit's kind of strange, but it's fine. And they also have a little territory in Russia as well, so they're even more awesome. I like them a lot, even though they're a fascist. they're still good in my books. Anyway, I forgot to update power rankings, so I will have to do that when I do power rankings, which I might just do now, because otherwise I will forget. Somebody do that. Okay, so finally the power rankings have actually changed. Number 1 and 2 is still the same, but Norway has now moved into number 3 as China's lost a lot of stuff. There's also important river stuff they lost, like the Yangtze, and I don't know where all the rivers are. Don't ask me. Morocco's in number 4. Poland has moved over into number 5, meaning they've skipped all the way from 7th to 5th, moving over the British. Brazil is now in 7th, skipping over Tibet. China's in number 9, Tibet's still in number 8. And Western Australia is in number 10. However, our new Vancouver state up here could actually threaten that position. And there's a few other scary countries around the world that definitely also could do that. So that's pretty cool. Well, not if you're Australian. But anyway, there you go. Now we can head over to, let's do another war. Let's go to Azerbaijan. And the Persians today, they're going to be making another move, and this time it's invading Azerbaijan. That was pretty clear. Azerbaijan, I think, was kind of like part of this. It might have been part of the old Persian Empire from like episode 20 stuff. But this country isn't very strong. They lose their capital within like the first few days of the war. It's right on the border as well. So yeah, it's not a super great country, and they lose pretty fast. There's some mountains over here, and they're kind of hard to get through, so maybe they hide there. But it's not a very tricky military operation for Persia, and they managed to take over the entire country, and it's getting into the ever-growing Persian Empire. So that's good for you. It's going over to South Africa then. We can look at more ideological stuff. Because these South Africans are going to have some pretty interesting things happen. As you can see, this one is a centre-left democracy, and this one is a centre-right democracy. I wonder what's going to happen here. Who'd have thought it? So this eastern South African country turns to fascism, whilst the western one turns to communism. So they might start to hate each other quite a lot. But there you go. There's some cool ideology stuff. I do need to update this layer a bit, because you don't have 2 military dictatorships in your country. Anyway. Where do you want to go now? We should actually go over to China. Okay, so I've once again got the trusty Pax Arabia. The first country to leave China today is going to be this yellowish one down here. These are like the last kind of most true to China countries out of them all. So this one, which is quite like the idea of the Chinese Union. Whilst the second one, quite a lot later, is this blue union, blue nation over here. And now China is just a union between 2 separate countries, the old red one and the purple one, which is where the capital is. So it's more just a union between those two. However, people think that with like the rest of China having left, it seems pretty probable that both of these countries would separate. I don't know, maybe in the next episode. We'll have to see. I don't know. Anything could happen, really. So there you go. China's down to its last 2 components. Quite sad for such a massive country. You know, has lasted for like, I don't know, 28 years or something. That's quite a long time. Anyway. We can now head over to Europe. A pretty major conflict is going to occur over here in the European continent, as the Polish will be invading the nation of Ukraine. So Ukraine, they're kind of Polishized in that, like a really long time ago. Like the first 10 episodes of the series, Ukraine used to be part of Poland, and they also have lots of religious and cultural and ethnic and language or whatever similarities to the Polish state. I don't think they claim any bits of your country there. No, never mind. You don't have any ethnic minorities in your country. That's pretty interesting. I think you did. Poland's actually the one with Ukrainian ethnic minorities in the north. So, this map's not entirely true. There's lots more overlap than that. But the Polish are nonetheless still have a very easy time invading the Ukrainian state. At this point, I'm pretty sure I said they are the 5th strongest country in the world. So, Ukraine's definitely not going to be able to step up against that. I think just before World War IV, they were just within the top 20. Here, I don't think they are anymore. However, Poland gets pretty far before the Caucasians down in the south, who invaded Ukraine during World War IV, start their own invasions. They push out across the southern coast and manage to take over the entire thing, blocking Ukraine from other international supplies, apart from through the yellow... okay, no, I guess you're completely blocked out then. They then move in towards these other major cities, and whilst at the same time the Polish are continuing to move through Ukrainian land until eventually the nations what's going on there? Nations partitioned something like this. And these are the borders they're going to use. No, God, no. let's actually go to the proper borders of the partition between the Polish and the Caucasians. It took me a really long time to draw this border, but I think I'm kind of okay with it. It probably won't even matter. I don't know how long you're going to exist for. But there you go, Ukraine is gone. The capital city is also gone. The Polish got quite a lot of land, but they've also run out of places to really expand to. There's like Romania and Hungary, and everyone else is kind of in an alliance apart from Romania, Hungary, and Hungary is not in an alliance, so maybe them. Look at the region map, you can see what happened to them. So the Polish took all this stuff, and then this bit went to the Caucasians, which angers the Caucasians quite a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot, you can also attack them. The Caucasians do end up doing something pretty radical about this, which is, if we go to, damn it, you stupid, wrong layer, I see. Which is they turn it into an authoritarian ideology, and of course, the authoritarian ideology the Caucasians would turn to, that's communism. They were like a centre-right country, but after the war with Poland and the whole threat of having Poland on your border, they get quite scared, and they now have transitioned over to communist ideology. So that's pretty exciting for them. I don't think there's anyone else I need to shift in today's episode. There's probably someone who needs to change ideology, but that's a future me problem, to be honest. Oh wait, I remember. West Africa. Well, not really West Africa, more like Ghana. Yeah, you've been invading people for a while, and it's finally taken its toll on your country as the new dictator. Well, maybe it's a new dictator. Let's just say it's a new dictator. Finally declares Ghana a fascist nation. I was gonna say an election, but they're not gonna have elections here. He's like, oh, we're gonna do fascist stuff in our country now, so that's cool. As you can see, there are a growing number of fascist countries like Brazil and whatever, Cascadia. I mean, this episode we got Cascadia, Ghana, Eastern South Africa. That's quite a lot of cool new fascist countries. I mean, we got 2 new communists as well. So, well, not 1 new communist, but you know, there's not that many communists in the world. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Like, subscribe, comment, and have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.